Hello guys, welcome to another video of Microsoft Azure. In today's video, we are going to discuss about Service Bus. We will understand what is Service Bus and we'll set up Service Bus and see how we can basically set up or create the Service Bus, create the topic, subscription and queues. Okay, so let's begin the video. If you see the screen here, definition of Service Bus, it is saying Azure Service Bus is a fully managed enterprise message broker with message queues and publish subscribe topics used to decouple application and services from each other. So in short, with the help of Service Bus, you can send your messages and receive your messages using this Service Bus. Okay, here I mean Microsoft documentation. You can see more details about Service Bus here, like where we can use the service bus for messaging, load balancing, topics and subscription transactions. What are the things we can do this in service bus? Since this is a PaaS service by Microsoft, you don't need to worry about the hardware failures or something like that. Okay, Azure will take care of everything, managing the hardwares also, and also the patching activities and everything of your hardware in Azure Service Bus. Okay, so here you can create queues, and this is how we can send the messages with the help of queues. So here generally you will have one-to-one communication. There should be one sender and there will be one receiver. Okay, the messages will be sent from the sender, and the receiver when ready can receive the messages. Okay, and also in topics and subscription you can create the topics to send and receive the messages, and you can also create the subscription as well, and you can attach those subscription to the topics, so that if the sender sends the messages, they multiple receivers can receive these messages. Okay, so now let's go to Azure portal and see how we can create a service bus. Let me type the service bus here. So if you type service bus here, you'll see a service named with this. Okay, here you can click on create, and this is the screen you get. You will have to select your resource group where you want to select it. Okay, let me give something like SB-01, which is service bus. Okay, you can provide the name for service bus. This is fine. Location and pricing tier. Okay, you can specify pricing tier for premium, standard or basic. So basically for production servers you can, or for production use you can use premium, else you can use standard or basic as well for dev and test environments. So let me create a basic one for the demo. If you need any other plan, you can click on this, browse the available plans, from here, and you can compare them and select it. So here, see, you can see in the basics what you get, what is the features you get in standard, and what are the features you get in premium. Okay, so if you see the in premium you get the zone redundancy, okay, and other things as well, but in case of basic and standard you get little less features. So let's select the basic for now. Okay, Here in uh, this standard one, you cannot enable geo replication, and also this feature is in preview. So you can see the note here, data replication is only available on premium namespaces in following regions: Taiwan North, Taiwan Northeast, and all the regions. Okay, now let's go to advanced. Here you can select the TLS version you want to use. Okay, and you can enable or disable local authentication. So you can keep the default one so that locally with some SAS token they can access your service bus. If you click on the details, use this setting to enable or disable local authentication or SAS key authentication. So basically they can generate the SAS token, and you can authenticate your service bus with that token if you enable it. Now let's go to networking. You can create two types of namespaces, service bus namespaces. One is public and another one is private. So for private, you will have to create the private endpoints and all to access the service bus directly from your virtual network without going to public network. Since I have selected basic, I cannot create the private one. Let me select the premium just to show you the demo. Okay, so here in advanced you can select the scalability as well. Okay, now let's go to networking, and you can see now the private access is enabled. If you select it, you'll have to create the private endpoint from here, so that using this private endpoint your service bus namespaces can be accessed from the subnet where your private endpoint is located. Okay, you will have to specify the resource group for your private endpoint, location, name, target sub resource is namespace. You will have to provide the virtual network and the private endpoint subnet name. Okay, after that you can integrate this with private DNS zone, and you can select your private DNS zone so that necessary DNS records will be created to access your service bus from the virtual network. Okay, I have already made a video about private endpoints. You can go and watch that if you need more details about it. Okay, now let's create the public one, and let me select the basic here. Okay, public access here in tags. You want, if you want to add something, you can. It is validating the properties, or you can see that you can say the templates. Once everything is fine, it will give an option to create the namespace. Validation has succeeded. Let me create it. So it will take a few seconds or maybe minutes to create the service bus. Once that is created, we will go through that. I mean, how we can create the topics and how we can create the queues and subscription as well. Okay, so the deployment has been created and this is in progress. You can see the inputs, outputs from here as well. Like if you check the inputs, what are the parameters you have given. If you want to generate the template, you can generate the template and use this as well. The deployment has completed. Let me now go to the resource. Okay, so here you can see all the details about your service bus. What is the pricing tier, what is the host name, local authentication, and everything. And you can see here the monitoring related things like how many messages are there or how many are received, how many are successful requests, incoming request, and everything for queues as well as topics. So if you want to create the queue, you can create it from here. Okay, name, max size, max queue size, max delivery count, and you can check all the parameters and you can create it. To check the activity log, you can go here, and if you want to give permissions to some users, you can come here in access control and you can provide the permission. Okay, here you have the access policies, and here you will have you can see the geo recovery. It will show where you have enabled the geo replication and where your service bus namespace is being replicated in which region. Okay, here is the encryption. You can check what is the encryption you have, Microsoft managed key or customer managed key. And here in configuration you can change the TLS version. If you expand the entities, you can see all your queues. If you want to create new queue, you can click on it and create it. You can change these parameters based on your requirement. Okay, so like this you can create the queue, and if you click on this, you will get all the information about your queue. Okay, from here you can open this in Service Bus Explorer as well and view it. From here you can open this and you can see all the messages from here as well, like how many messages are in queue, how many messages are deleted, and other things. So like this we can create the queues. If you expand it, here you can see the monitoring related things. Okay, like if you want to set up the alerts for some dead letter messages, alert rules, or any other matrix you want to select to create the alert rule, you can create your alert rule based on that. Okay, here you can check the logs about the service bus related logs, and herein you can export the template and you can create the support request if you need it for some issue. Okay, so this is how we can create the service bus and we can set up the queues and everything. Okay, let me go to overview, and now you can see we have one queue created here. Okay, and we have 0 topics. So that's it from this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe my channel. If you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.